Hey there, if you've been thinking about selling your home, you're probably wondering, what price should I list my home at? How much money am I going to walk away with? Let's talk about it. So there's a couple different factors that we need to look at. And what I'm going to preface is and say, most agents, I think, focus only on the solds. And look, that's a huge thing. It's important that we look at the solds because it is the greatest indicator of what similar homes are going to go for. But it's not the only indicator. And if you're only looking at solds, you're doing yourself a disservice and you may be missing out on thousands of dollars. So let's talk about what are some of the other factors that we have to consider. Number one is I'm going to say we have to look at how do you want to position your home. Now, if you've heard me talk about positioning before, what I'm basically saying is, okay, how does your home stack up compared to your competition? Not just what has sold, but what are the other homes on the market? You know, if there are 4 homes for sale around you, and they all are super dated and your place looks great and you're in a similar price bracket, you'll probably sell faster than them. But vice versa, if their homes are awesome and your home kind of sucks, well, then you're going to have to discount the price, right? So price versus condition. So where do you fall in that conversation? How do you want to position yourself compared to your competition? Another thing that I want you to kind of think about, and that's not talked about enough, is who is your audience? You know, I believe people don't buy homes just for the bedroom and bath count. There's a certain reason why people will buy a specific home in a specific neighborhood. And that could be anything from they want to be able to park their work truck, maybe it's waterfront, or maybe it's close to their work. So we need to think about, anytime you think about selling a home, one of the first things I think about as a professional on my side is who's my audience? Who's most likely to buy your home? And then I say, okay, well, and I envision this is my buyer. How do I optimize or lean into what they would want? And then what's my competition doing? Again, going back to that positioning. You know, if I have something that's specialty in one direction, but my competition doesn't offer that, then I don't have to worry about my competition as much because I know who my audience is. So knowing your audience is a big, big thing here. Next thing I want to think about is what's the market doing? Is it moving fast? Is it moving slow? How many months of supply, right? Is it a buyer's market or seller's market? So an easy way to think about this is if there's 6 months of supply out there, it's a balanced market. I believe 4 to 6 months technically is balanced, but by straight definition, 6 months is a neutral market. If you have 7, 8, 9 months, that means it's a buyer's market because it's taking too long for things to sell. If you only have 1 or 2 months of supply, it means it's a seller's market. Things are moving super fast. So how is the market? How many days on the market does it take to sell a similar type property? You know, if you're in the million plus category, it may take you longer. If you're in the 400 less category, it may be moving super fast. You know, first time home buyer versus the luxury market. So we have to look at basically what are the solds, what's your competition, how fast is the market, and then I would also want to look at are there any other global type things that could impact it, right? Like holiday type of stuff. Are we dealing with an election? Are we dealing with a government shutdown? Are we dealing with, COVID shutdown, etc.? There's all these other sort of big factors which can play into interest rates, can play into consumer confidence, and in terms of timing. So as an example, in a normal market, I see that a lot of sellers will go a little bit higher than they normally would in the beginning of spring or summer. Where if we're putting your house on the market, let's say towards the end of fall, then people are usually a little bit less aggressive with going for the high price. They don't want to sit all winter and they don't want to go in and miss the opportunity. So the timing becomes important. Speaking of timing, the last thing that we have to look at is what's your timing, right? How motivated are you to sell? If you tell me, hey, Brendan, dude, I got to be out in 30 days. I'm moving out of the country, or getting a divorce, something's going on, I got 30 days, boom, it's go time, well, let's get a serious price. Vice versa, if you're like, hey, look, I'm just trying to get my kid into the school that's being built or this or that, and we got like a year. So your motivation is going to be a factor on how aggressive do we need to get with the price, which is going to give us either more time or less time to do the home prep, and B, to market and get some time to get some eyeballs on your property to sell. So those are the major factors that I'm looking at. It's not just a simple, oh, here's what's sold, here's where you need to go. We have to take a look at your motivation, your timing, how we stack up compared to your competition, and what we're trying to do. I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps you in your home selling journey. I'm Brendan Spear with Caprika Realty, and we're here to help.